Klay Thompson's dad ended up checking Monica McNutt and everybody who has the same ideology that she has when it comes to why Caitlin Clark is famous and why she's such a big phenomenon.
Juju Watkins was destined to become the next sensation in women's basketball. A once-in-a-generation talent with unmatched skill, confidence, and determination to rule the court.
I don't like Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, I've been noticing, I've been following her career since she was a sophomore at Iowa, and I recognized how different she was, how different she played the game. She played the game like Steph Curry. We had never seen a woman play like that before.
Instead of embracing the challenge, she's found herself caught in a storm of her own making. A self-destructive spiral driven by jealousy, frustration, and an inability to accept Caitlin Clark's success.
Same thing.
Why her?
Well, I was just about to say same thing for Angel Reese when I had a chance to cover their games. But I think Caitlin represented, and again, some of this to me probably is not fair to her because it was not anything that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America.
The comparisons were unavoidable. Clark has redefined the game, shattering records left and right, while Watkins has struggled to keep pace. Now, instead of being celebrated for her talent, she's making headlines for all the wrong reasons.
She represented a whole lot to a lot of people, whether that is truly what she prescribed to or not. We can all say she is a dynamic basketball player and a force both on the court and the marketing sense. But I do think, same thing with folks that may have fallen in love with Angel Reese that may or may not have agreed with everything they had to say either. We attach our fandom to these icons for all types of reasons.
This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about legacy, mindset, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Watkins' biggest mistake was letting the comparisons get under her skin. Instead of using Clark's rise as fuel, she let the rivalry consume her. Emotions took control, affecting her game, her interviews, and eventually her brand. In professional sports, perception doesn't just matter. It defines everything.
WNBA and all the people that follow the WNBA and try to promote the WNBA don't understand that Caitlin Clark's game resonates with us. I say this every day, and every day I got to deal with somebody else dumb in the media. Caitlin Clark's game resonates because she's got flair, she's got flash, she's got style. I said this before, and I'll say this again. We saw Sue Bird's game. We saw Diana Taurasi's game. Kim Mulkey was Sue Bird before Sue Bird became Sue Bird. We've seen it. We haven't seen Caitlin Clark.
Her fans, analysts, and even potential sponsors are taking notice, raising serious questions about whether Watkins has the mental resilience to handle the pressure. What does this mean for her future? Is she really on the edge of losing everything she's worked so hard to build? Before we dive into the full story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us deliver the biggest stories in sports, the ones mainstream media won't touch. Now, let's get into it.
Folks that cover the NBA, these people that play in the NBA, these people that cover the NBA. There, I said these people, all of you. Black, white, green, purple. Why don't you understand a very simple thing? Her game is dynamic. Like Diana Taurasi was like a jackass to Caitlin Clark. Why? Her game is what people are drawn to. And then you go to the personality. Her game is different than any WNBA woman ever. And she wins, and she shoots from deep. It's no different than Steph Curry. How many times we got to say?
Juju Watkins wasn't just another top recruit. She was the next big thing. Straight out of Los Angeles, she rose to national stardom as one of the most dominant high school hoopers in recent memory. At Sierra Canyon, her performances became the stuff of legend, effortlessly dropping 30, 40, even 50-point games like it was nothing. She was a walking highlight reel, blending elite scoring with natural court vision. Whether it was a step-back three, a fearless drive to the rim, or a clutch defensive stop, Watkins had it all: skills, swagger, and star power.
Honestly, the main reason is because of her talents. It's not because of her race. Her race has nothing to do with it. Especially with kids. She's saying kids don't see color, man. The kids that I grew up around, and when I grew up as a kid, I didn't see color, man. I did not see color. I didn't care about color. I didn't know what color was. I just knew you were a human being, and I was trying to be your friend. It's kind of a crazy, nonsensical take to say that kids were looking up to her because she was white.
She wasn't just playing the game, she was owning it. So when it came time to choose a college, every powerhouse program in the country lined up, hoping to land her. But Watkins had bigger plans. Instead of joining an already stacked roster, she made a bold move. Staying home to elevate USC.IT was an underdog decision that only added to the mythos. The hometown hero, ready to revive a once iconic but fading program and return it to national relevance. The story was perfect, and so were the expectations sky high, and for good reason.
There's all type of nationalities and ethnicities that follow Caitlin Clark and rock with her. So it's not that. I don't think that's...
Watkins was expected to step into the spotlight and become the new face of women's college basketball, following in the legendary footsteps of icons like Cheryl Miller and Lisa Leslie. This was supposed to be her time, her moment to claim the throne and establish herself as the most dominant force in the game.
Hey, it's every day. I don't know why Monica McNutt or anybody that professes to know basketball can't simply say, you know, our game's just different than everybody we've ever seen. Ever. Now, don't tell me. I've watched. Ever. Tamika Catchy's great player.
But then Caitlin Clark happened, and everything changed. The narrative shifted overnight. Instead of a smooth rise to the top, Watkins suddenly found herself chasing a superstar who was rewriting the record books in real time, capturing the spotlight that was once presumed to be hers.
Sabrina, Brianna, Kelsey, Diana Taurasi. You had and have these white players in the league that never galvanized the people like this. All right. Now, granted, you can have some people come back and say, well, the media and the coverage wasn't as good as it is now. NILs and things like that weren't popping off. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it, man. If they were that captivating, they would have got that.
Clark wasn't just excelling. She was redefining what was possible in the sport. And for the first time in her career, Watkins wasn't the biggest name in the room. She was no longer the most talked about player. That shift in attention, it started to weigh on her. Rather than staying locked in on her own growth, she got caught in the comparison game. A dangerous trap for any elite athlete, and one that can derail even the most promising careers.
The sky in the playoffs right now, which means that Angel Reese, in theory, has impacted winning in a greater way. But I think the double-double streak that she's on, the 8 consecutive double-doubles, for Caitlin, she's leading rookies in points, minutes, and assists. There was terrific stats put out over the weekend by our colleague Mychal Thompson about the percentage, about her being the player that has seen the most blitzes in the league. And so she's navigating a different level of defensive intensity, and rightfully so, because she's playing a point guard role for this Fever squad. So I think today, looking at the standings, you probably tend to lean.
There are great players, and then there are players who change the game. Caitlin Clark belongs to the latter. From the moment she stepped onto the college basketball scene, it was clear she wasn't just another star. She was a phenomenon.
Yeah, jealous, sure. Would you be jealous of somebody that got $28 million shoe deal or whatever the deal is before you step foot in the pros, right?
Armed with an unrelenting motor, limitless shooting range, and an alpha dog mentality, she didn't just play basketball, she took over games. Watching her drain logo threes with the ease of a warm-up shot became routine. But it wasn't just the scoring. Her ability to facilitate, control the tempo, and dictate the flow of the game put her in a league of her own.
You go watch Caitlin Clark. I did this. I went to go to a Fever game, not because I'm so enamored with women's basketball or because I'm so enamored with Caitlin Clark. No, I wanted to see what it was like on the court. Who did my eyes go to? And without question, it was a game against Phoenix. Big old Brittany Griner's out there. Very hot Sophie Cunningham is out there, but they didn't matter. All eyes go to Caitlin Clark because of the way she plays, the way she competes, the way she's a little bit, to use Shannon Sharps, we're a little nasty on the court, nasty to her teammates. She's screaming at a ref right in front of us. I had first row seats right there under the basket. Fantastic.
Clark's dominance wasn't accidental. It was the result of an obsession with winning. She carried herself with a swagger most players only dream of, but it was never just confidence, it was earned. She put in the work, stayed locked in, and delivered elite performances night after night. Every game felt like a must-watch event, drawing record-breaking TV ratings and turning sold-out arenas into her personal playground. She wasn't just excelling in women's basketball. She was forcing mainstream sports media to pay attention like never before.
Her game's different than ours. Her game's special. They always got to go to Little White Girl. I didn't hear anybody going to Little White Girl with Diana Taurasi. Why is that? I don't know. There's a jealousy there, no question. But they just can't bring themselves to say, we've never seen this before. I've seen more basketball in a year than Monica McNutt has seen in her life.